Alright troops, welcome back to the channel. And let me tell you, today's update is absolutely packed. The hunt for the next Rangers manager is in full swing, and things are heating up big time. The rumors are flying, the speculation is endless. But if you take a moment to really read between the lines to pay attention to what's being said and who's saying it, it becomes pretty clear. Right now, it looks like this is turning into a straight-up two-horse race. Russell Martin versus David Ancelotti. And I know folk are still clinging to the idea of Steven Gerrard making a return, but let's be honest, it just doesn't feel like he's genuinely in the mix anymore. Not properly. Not in a way that's actually serious. Now, Gerrard's name will always carry weight here because of what he did for the club. No one's ever going to forget 55, and for good reason. But football moves fast, and sentiment doesn't win you trophies. It's clear now that Gerrard's star, at least in the eyes of the new hierarchy, is fading. He might still be respected, of course, but as a candidate, he's on the outside looking in. Dave King came out and said he thinks Stevie's the obvious choice. But come on, lads, of course he would. They've got history, they work together. You'd expect him to say that. Doesn't mean the current board agrees. And speaking of the board, or rather the power behind the throne, Andrew Kavanaugh has landed in the UK, and he's not here for a cup of tea and a biscuit. He's come to take full control of the managerial appointment process. Now this is huge. Kavanaugh, part of the group behind the San Francisco 49ers investment, isn't here to mess about. He wants to make this decision face to face. He's not relying on Zoom calls or filtered reports. He wants to sit down with these candidates, look them in the eye, and see for himself who's got the fire to take this club forward. This whole process, which was initially being handled by Steinson and Thwell, has shifted dramatically. With the new owners in place, every major decision now goes through them. And Kavanaugh, as one of the key stakeholders, has the final say. He's reportedly already met with some of the names on the shortlist, and word is he's very hands-on. That's encouraging, by the way. Too often in football, owners sit back and leave the football stuff to others. Not here. Kavanaugh seems determined to lead the way, and that can only be a good thing. The media, both in Scotland and down south, are saying it's between Martin and Ancelotti. And no, not the old man Carlo, but his son David. And listen, I get it. Some folk are skeptical. They see the surname and assume he's just a sidekick, a bag carrier for his dad. But that's lazy thinking. Go and ask the Real Madrid players. Ask Vinicius Jr., ask Luka Modric, ask Jude Bellingham. They don't talk about him like he's just tagging along. They talk about him as a coach, as a tactician, and more importantly, as a man who's deeply involved in the day-to-day work of one of the biggest clubs in the world. David Ancelotti's reputation inside elite football circles is growing fast. And one of the key things, he's known for set pieces. Now, when was the last time Rangers had a proper set piece threat? When was the last time you saw us scoring regularly from corners, from free kicks, from rehearsed movements? It's been ages. That alone makes him interesting. But it's more than that. It's about what he brings as a modern coach. He's grown up in football, dressing rooms, watched the game evolve, worked under one of the most decorated managers of all time. And unlike some of the so-called veterans we've seen linked with the job, David's got fresh ideas and a different way of looking at the game. Now, obviously, he doesn't come with a long managerial CV. That's the one major knock against him. But if you look around Europe, there's a growing list of managers who've made their name without having been superstars on the pitch. Guys like Will Steele, who's done wonders in France, or even someone like Jose Mourinho, who never played at the top level but became a giant in the dugout. It's not about how many caps you've got. It's about your vision, your discipline, your ability to lead. Some folk have compared Ancelotti to the likes of Xabi Alonso. Now that might be a stretch at this stage. Alonso had an elite playing career and has quickly proven himself as a top manager. But if you take the playing career out of the equation, there's a path for David to follow. He's not trying to be a Souness or an Alonso. He's carving his own path. And crucially, players respect him. That matters more than anything. Now let's shift gears a wee bit, because there's another story bubbling under that's just outrageous in the best possible way. And I can't believe I'm saying this. I genuinely can't. But there are serious reports that if David Ancelotti were to take over at Rangers, he might bring Luka Modric with him. Aye, you heard that right. Luka Modric, the same Modric who has won 6, count them 6, Champions League titles. The same Modric who's been at the heart of Real Madrid for over a decade. One of the most intelligent, graceful, and complete midfielders the game has ever seen. Now I know what you're thinking, he's 39 years old. But let's get real. Modric isn't some old warhorse limping about the pitch. He's still playing Champions League football. He played over 35 games for Madrid last season. He's not relying on pace. He's relying on brain technique and vision. And that doesn't age the way speed does. If this deal happens, and yes, it's still a big if, it would be absolutely earth-shattering. It would be the most high-profile signing in Scottish football in decades. We're talking Laudrup, Gascoigne, Modric. Same breath. And look, this isn't just some daft rumor from the tabloids. This has been reported by Guillem Balaguer, someone who knows the Spanish game better than almost anyone. This is a guy with real credibility. And according to him, conversations have happened. Modric is intrigued by the idea of joining a Fouche club where he'd play every week, compete in Europe, and be part of something fresh. A project, a revolution even. Imagine him at Ibrox. Imagine the first time he steps out in front of a packed house wearing the blue. Imagine the quality he'd bring to that midfield. Threading passes, controlling the tempo, unlocking defenses with a flick of his boot. He would embarrass some of the midfielders in this league. And I don't say that lightly. You think Callum McGregor could keep up Modric would make him look like he was playing with his laces tied together. It's not even about what he does statistically anymore. It's about aura, presence, the example he'd set for younger players, the boost he'd give to the squad's belief. You walk into training and see Luka Modric sitting there. That changes things. That raises standards. And if Ancelotti is the man to make it happen, then for that alone, he deserves serious consideration. And I know there are clubs across Europe that would also love to sign Modric, and many of them could offer more money. But sometimes it's not about money. Sometimes it's about legacy, about being the leader of something new. Maybe, just maybe, Modric is at the point in his career where that matters more than one last big payday. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, right? Nothing's confirmed. And for all we know, this might all fall apart by next week. But just the fact that this kind of conversation is happening, that Modric to Rangers is even being discussed seriously, tells you how big a pull David Ancelotti could be. Now shifting slightly again, because there's another wee story that popped up, and it involves Dezers. That Dezers, the same lad that's divided opinion like few others this season. Apparently he scored again, this time for Nigeria against Ghana. 14th minute, took a cross from Chukwueze and finished it with confidence. That's his third for the national team and his 31st for club and country this season. Not bad numbers on paper, but as we all know, numbers don't tell the full story. The issue with Dezers has never just been about goals. It's about how many chances he needs to score. It's about how disjointed we sometimes look when he's leading the line. And look, I've said it before. I don't rate the guy. Never have. But if he stays, I'll back him, because that's what you do as a supporter. That said, if there's a decent offer on the table, 4, maybe 5 million, I think we've got to take it. Especially if we're serious about moving to a proper trading model. Because here's the thing, keeping Dezers around could slow down the development of Hamza Igamani. And for me, that would be a huge mistake. Hamza is quite simply a better footballer. Better control, better link up, better vision, better in tight spaces, and more efficient in front of goal. You want evidence, look at the Europa League, look at the Celtic matches. Hamza has delivered in the big moments, while Dezers often scores when the pressure's off. More than that, if we're building a squad that can generate future transfer revenue, then Hamza is the asset. He's the one who might fetch 15-20 million down the line. Dezers at best is a short-term option. So why delay the inevitable? Give the younger, hungrier, more talented lad the platform to shine. Build the team around him. Give him the keys, but credit where it's due. Dezers got a goal, and any goal in an international match is worth celebrating, especially for the lad himself. Hopefully it gives him a bit of confidence wherever he ends up next. Right, lads, that's a wrap for now on this first part. We're heading into a defining few weeks. The new boss needs to be in place sharpish. We're under a month away from pre-season. Whether it's modern Ancelotti or out of nowhere, Gerrard again, the decision has to come soon. The future of this club depends on it. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. Whispers are gathering round Ibrox this week, stirring up the terraces and sparking plenty of debate across Glasgow. Could Ali McCOIST be set for a sensational return to Rangers, this time not as a player or manager, but as the club's new director? Aye, the very idea is sending shockwaves through the light blues faithful and beyond, with many wondering if their legendary son might be about to step into a pivotal role in shaping the future or the club he loves, say daily sources. Close to the club hint that discussions have been taking place behind closed doors, with a Rangers board reportedly considering McCOIST as a frontrunner for the directorial post. While nobody at Ibrox has been willing to comment officially, the rumor mill is spinning fast, fueled by recent sightings of McCOIST at various club functions and his ongoing involvement in media coverage related to Rangers affairs. It's no secret that McCOIST holds an almost mythical status amongst the Gers support. As a player, he cemented his legacy with a staggering 355 goals in competitive fixtures, leading the line through the club's most glittering years. His stint as manager, though fraught with challenges during Rangers' financial turmoil, only further demonstrated his loyalty and steely resolve in the face of adversity. But is the step up to director a natural progression? Some insiders believe that McCoist's deep-rooted understanding of the club's culture, coupled with his vast experience in football and the media, could make him an invaluable figure in the Rangers hierarchy. His charisma and knack for communication could be instrumental in attracting new sponsors, guiding youth development, or even assisting in future managerial appointments. Yet, as is often the case in Govan, no decision comes lightly. The board will be weighing up the benefits of bringing in a club legend against the strategic needs of modern football operations. There's also the question of McCoist's own ambitions. After enjoying success as a pundit and commentator, would he be willing to return to the daily rigors of football administration? For no, it remains a tantalizing possibility. But one thing's for sure, if Ali McCOIST does walk back through the doors of Ibrox in an official capacity, it'll be met with thunderous approval for the stands in a renewed sense. Oh, optimism for the club's future. Keep your lugs open, Rangers fans. This story might just be getting started. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.